All right, my friends, this week on Prof and Dev Play Games, we are breaking down all of the Game Awards announcements and winners. Stay tuned. All right, my friends, welcome to episode 458 of Prof and Dev Play Games. My name is Larry at Prof Plays Games on Blue Sky, 20 minutes a day.
Yeah,
over there, it's working out real well, I gotta tell you. Over there's Anthony the Dev. He is at Summer Speak on Blue Sky. How are things?
I'm good. I don't have to wake up and go jury duty tomorrow, so
Yay!
my life is great.
Back to normal.
Back to normal. No jury duty. And I learned that you probably will never have to sit on a jury because you're a professor / teacher, and they pretty much never want to take teachers of any type
because they can't convince us, or
I don't know. Yeah. I have no clue. But I was talking to some of my friends who are teachers. Yesterday, we're out at dinner, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we've been summoned a couple times, but they always reject us when we say we're a teacher."
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted a video game designer, I guess.
Yes.
Even though I said I was incredibly biased going into this.
That's what we want. We want biased people. You're it.
Yeah, very biased. But it doesn't matter. I was an alternate anyway, so all that time for absolutely no payoff.
That's a shame.
Like my life. Boom.
Like my life. Oh my God. Jesus. I'm gonna clip this out and send it to your wife.
Yeah, do
it. All right. Well, fuck, the Game Awards were incredible.
They were great, and I got to watch them live, and my kids watched. We just sat and had dinner. My wife was she was out an appointment for the night, so I just made dinner, and we sat in the living room, had dinner, and watched Game Awards.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I watched the kind of funny rebroadcast, whatever, the VOD.
Yeah.
Because I was out late and got home, started watching at 10 o'clock. And I was like, I'll watch an hour and I'll go to bed at 11. And then I was like, no, this is way too good. I sipped till 12:30 watching the Game Awards. Yeah, it was really good. I watched it on 2x speed, and I clicked through a couple of the commercial stuff. So
sure,
maybe missed a thing or two. But God, it was a banger.
It was the best one they've done by far.
Oh my God.
This actually got to the point I'm like, okay, there really wasn't I didn't find much cringe in it at all. The writing for the presenters was overall pretty damn good.
I thought the two Muppet judges were fucking great.
I love it. I'm so glad they're there and just giving shit the entire time.
Well, and they're giving shit around the stuff that happened last year, which was really good. And I thought he responded really well to the criticism last year. Yep. And people had more time, and the people who were translating on stage were given even more time.
Yep.
And it didn't drag on too long, and it was fucking like the awards could have a bit more fanfare, and some of them were zipped through pretty quickly. But, but goddamn, I thought they did a pretty good job with the people who could speak. And the announcements were top tier.
Yes.
Holy shit.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Do you want to hit the awards first? Then
Let's hit the awards first, because I don't think we'll have as much to say there. Game of the year. Basically, as the awards went on, I was like, okay, it's one of two games, pretty clearly. Well, three maybe. I'll call the dark horse here was Balatro, or Balatro, as it's supposed to be called.
It's supposed to be Balatro. Yep.
True. Blew my mind. But I really thought it was either going to be Astrobot, Metaphor, or Dark Horse, Balatro. But I'm very happy for Astrobot taking the win here.
Oh my God, dude. I was crying, and I was like, holy shit, what is my life? They were just so like genuine, and it was just so wholesome. And then the dude is trying to give props to Nintendo without saying Nintendo.
Yep. He's like, look, I didn't say the name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Is there some stupid reason Sony's like, don't say Nintendo?
I don't think so.
I don't know. He's just trying to be like professional or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah. I do love that they call themselves Asobis.
Yes. Isn't that great?
I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
So wholesome, man. It just like, that this game, has meant so much to my family. Like my wife is like so into playing the game. Like we're all trying to do the speed runs against each other, and had a great time at the Winter Wonderland level that opened up that night. It's just like this.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that like the one that like, spoiler, this is certainly going to be my game of the year.
Oh, sure.
When we get to our list, like that my game of the year is like their game of the year. Like that doesn't really happen for me. So good. So good.
Yeah. But Astrobot won a number of things. It won the next best game direction.
If I win art, did it win art style too?
No, it did not.
Oh, best action adventure. Sorry. Yeah.
No, action adventure. Yes, not action game. It won those 3, so it did pretty great overall. And then we hit best narrative. Why I thought Metaphor was in the running then, because Metaphor Refantasio won best narrative, best art direction, and best RPG.
Right.
So
it was picking up those awards. You're like, oh, this is headed towards game of the year too.
It has a chance at that point. I was like, okay. It definitely, I was like, okay, it is in the running then. It's not like, oh, it's just a long shot. I'm like, no, this has actually a real meaningful chance that it could win this. And
then Astrobot also won best family. So it had
that makes
4.
sense.
Yeah.
Metaphor winning best narrative was really cool. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting Metaphor to win that or art direction, I'll be honest.
Really? Not art direction?
I mean, it's interesting and everything, but it's, I guess from a uniqueness standpoint, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
But I could have really given that was the one I thought maybe they would give to potentially Elden Ring.
Well, one 2 years ago when it was in, Elden Ring won best art direction.
So I thought maybe it would go there.
Yeah.
Astrobot potentially because of how well it integrates all the different styles. Right. But Metaphor won that as well for its very bizarre art style, which I'm here for. What else? Okay, they've got narrative, art direction, score and music. This one to me was going to either be Final Fantasy or Metaphor. And I feel like they were just like, here, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, here's an award. And they're not wrong. The music is incredible.
It's incredible. And I know it's a remix, whatever, a reimagining of some of the music or whatever, but it is dense, rich, like there's so much to it. There's so many tracks, like unbelievable amount of tracks that just like they go so well together. They blend so well as you're playing.
Yeah.
I know Metaphor has got the banger battle music, but
yeah. Oh, totally.
Which we didn't hear the chanting in the fucking medley. So
no. It's cool. Hamazu was up on stage accepting that. He was at the concert we saw in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when we were down in LA,
cool.
For that Final Fantasy Distant Worlds, he was in the audience. So, he did. He's done 13's music, I want to say, and a number of other things, and all the he's been kind of the main one heading up the remake trilogy. It's Hamazu. Yeah, he was like pretty big there. Has done a bunch of stuff and kind of moved his way into being like one of the main composers at Square Enix. Kind of taking over that space from Uematsu.
Yeah.
So that's cool. It
was cool to see it when that it was either that or Astrobot for me. I just felt like Astrobot, the soundtrack was not as sticky as Playroom. But Rebirth, I mean, I just can't stop listening to Rebirth music.
Yeah, Rebirth is really good.
Yeah.
Not shocked that audio design went to Senua's Saga.
No.
Overall, that's a game that lives and dies by its audio design. So,
yep. And it won this one back in 2017 when it was the first one.
Yeah, not shocking. Best performance, I was actually surprised.
I was
they gave it to Millennia Jurgens for Senua's Saga.
And she also won that the first time. And you know, she has an incredible performance, but man, Brianna White in this one.
That's what I thought. Rebirth. I was like, oh, they're going to give it to for Rebirth, but still Millennia Juergens much deserved as well.
Oh, absolutely.
That is, I've not played Senua Saga. I've seen stuff from it, and it is a tour de force of her performance.
Exactly.
So,
yeah, I played an hour of it, and it was really, really the same as before, where she's just very, very good. And she was she was just on the team before, and then they just pulled her in to do the VO maybe the VO too, but the what's it called, mocap.
Mocap for it and everything. Again, like the audio in it, that game lives or dies by her performance. If her performance is bad, that game is a fraction of what it actually is. So, I was really happy for the innovation and accessibility going to Lost Crown, Prince of Persia.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
it's great. They really did a good job of like updating that that Metroidvania style and making it more accessible for a lot of people. So.
And I know there's a lot of different reasons why, but the thing that I like the most is you can take a screenshot and affix it to part of the map. And you're like, oh, thank God. That's what's over there. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Neva won.
That's Devolver. That is Devolver, right?
It's Devolver. I mean, it's the Greece developers, but it's published by Devolver. Yeah. So your sibling,
my parent.
Yeah, exactly. Neva. I mean, this is such a weird fucking category, but Neva. Yeah. I put in 4 hours so far, and it's quite a nice. Got quite a sad story to it as you're going through, so I can see why it might have been picked up here.
Yeah, I could see that. Ongoing game went to Helldivers 2. I'm cool with that. And they dropped a whole big giant update.
That people are loving. And, Helldivers 2 won, I think, both of the awards it was up for, or maybe it just won 2. Because it was up for more than that, but it won for
multiplayer. It was up for best action game, and that went to Wukong. So we got Helldivers 2 for ongoing, and then best community support went to Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 still winning awards.
Yep, pretty much. And it makes sense considering they're doing, I'm like, they say that they're doing one, like a final update, and then we wait a few months and like, never mind, we're doing another update. Because we have in February, March, sometime this year, they're going to release another update to the game that adds new subclasses for every class.
Yep. Crazy.
Which is, I'm like, I mean, they had talked that they had started like spinning up an expansion, but decided that was the whole thing. Their heart really wasn't in it. So they kind of decided like, no, we're not going to do an expansion. I'm wondering if a lot of this is stuff that they had planned for an expansion or at least projected. Like, they had started designing out and they're like, let's just finish it out and put it out. And not, basically leave nothing wasted here.
Right.
But of course, I'm just like, their community support has been stellar for this entire year. A great time to speak about Sven's presentation for Game of the Year, which was incredible.
It was incredible. It's like, here's what I couldn't say last time. I'm going to say it now.
I got more time now, and let's go. Let me tear a new one into the game industry again, and giant publishers.
Which is so interesting. I mean, and very cool. Like, they're in the audience listening to him when he's saying that shit. So,
but he's not wrong. Make fun games. When it comes down to it, make games that you're passionate about, that you enjoy, and guess what? People will come to them.
That's right. Stop trying to hit all the trends.
Yeah, exactly.
The Concord.
Yeah, exactly. Then we got Balatro took 3 in a row with best independent game, best debut indie game, and best mobile game.
And it was, I guess people from the publisher were there, but not the dude himself.
Yeah, the dude is like, I do not want to be at shows.
Yeah.
So, more power to him. It's actually very similar to the Vampire Survivors guy who doesn't like doing publicity.
Exactly.
It's just like, nope, I'm just a person. I don't want to do the interviews. And which is cool. Because they also did the new round of Friends of Jimbo.
Yep, right before the
the
Game
awards.
Yeah. Shovel Knight's in there. I forget who else is in there.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Shovel Knight, Potion Craft, Enter the Gungeon, Cult of the Lamb, Don't Starve, 1,000 Resist, and Warframe.
Oh my gosh, that's great. 1,000 Resist is in there.
It's not a hard edition. I mean, they're just card skins,
just art,
basically.
Right?
But I'm like, just to reach out to them is great.
That
just
is
like,
so
hey, can we
cool.
just put a card in with like pixel art of a character? Yeah. Oh, it's neat.
Is this the first? I mean, it's probably not the first ever, but like first in a long time where Nintendo did not get a single award for anything.
Probably.
Yeah. Wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a pretty good year, but nothing that was like award worthy, I suppose.
No, I don't think so. I was amused. Best virtual reality, augmented reality went to Batman: Arkham Shadow and Ryan Payton on stage.
Ryan Payton was on there. Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
That's so cool.
That's the person I went to college with.
Someone getting an award at the Game Awards.
I know. I think he's still up here. Got to reach out at some point. It's been years since we've had lunch. But it was good on them. It does make me intrigued. Like, all I've heard is incredible praise for that game. So,
please God, put it on PSVR 2.
They're not.
I know.
But I'm wondering if you could. Does it have to be done on a Quest? Is there a way?
I thought it was only Quest 3.
Yeah, I was like, okay, because you can put the PSVR 2 on a PC.
Yes, that's right.
So I'm like, is there a way to just do it? Maybe there's like a jailbreak way or something.
Yeah.
But it may not be worth a try. Yeah. Yep, very cool. Best action game went to Black Myth Wukong. Seems fine. The head of that studio was not very happy overall.
Oh, I didn't catch that. Really?
Oh yeah, it's kind of it's kind of spun out of control, and because it's been machine translated, what he made a post and made it come off harsher, but he definitely had. The original translation was pretty spicy on the unhappy that it didn't receive better reception at the Game Awards overall. And kind of throwing a little shade at the Game Awards. But again, it's machine translated, and other people now there's like the discourse I'm seeing is like some people are like, no, like translated like this, it means this, and they're like, no, this is the right translation, and it's harsh, and I'm like, cool, I don't know.
Great. So yeah, exactly.
But between it, I haven't played it. I have no real interest in playing it.
Yeah, me neither.
So, sure. It's done very well. I also know it went like Player's Voice or whatever. Black Myth won that.
Yeah.
Or with pure
vote.
Popularity, fan vote. And I'm like, yeah, China has a lot of people to vote. And it is this is probably one of the highest performing like games out of China in quite a while. That's not like a free to play or mobile
absolutely.
thing. Like it's like, so there's a lot riding on that for that industry. So it's cool.
I mean, they won an award, so that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good there. We mentioned action adventure went to Astrobot. Not shocking. Best role playing game went to Metaphor. Best fighting went to Tekken 8. We'll get to an announcement on that.
What? I was just like, what the fuck is happening right now? I forgot I think Noctis was in Tekken 7.
Probably.
So yeah, it's like, okay, this has happened before, but man, fucking hell. Tifa is like the one that's like set up for those kind of games, man.
For Tekken, yeah,
dude. Her fucking moveset in
Clive
Rebirth
is much more Soul Calibur.
So it's I don't know. Tifa would have been. I mean, I was like, oh man, I'm not gonna buy that game just to fucking play as Clive. I'm not doing that. If it was Tifa, I fucking would have.
But you get Torgal like doing their like bite and spin.
Yeah, dude.
And I watched the move, like an extended thing that showed the moves, and I was like, holy crap.
It looks cool. It looks cool. I'll just watch some videos. I'm not really gonna play Tekken 8, so.
Yeah. Best Family went to Astrobot, which is fine. To me, it was either that or Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
Was my two thoughts there. I thought they would give Echoes of Wisdom something in here somewhere, but I guess not.
I mean, I've got both of those games here, and by a mile, it's Astrobot for Best Family Game.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Best Simulation and Strategy was stolen from Unicorn Overlord.
I totally agree with you. I actually thought Kinutsugami was going to win this, but I don't think enough people played it. But
yeah,
but Unicorn Overlord was fucking robbed in this category.
Yeah, I would agree. Went to Frostpunk 2, which I've honestly heard people have been like a little bit meh about compared to the first one.
Me too.
So,
yep.
It surprised me. Best Sports Racing, EA Sports, FC25. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We have nothing to say about that.
Yeah, pretty much. Best multiplayer, there was Helldivers 2 again.
Fuck yes, absolutely. 100%.
And 100%, yep. Best multiplayer. And then the one, we'll end on this one. Best adaptation. I was so ready for it to be Arcane.
Really? Yeah, because I won it last time, I guess.
Yeah, and because everything I've heard is the second season is incredible.
Yep.
Like, I was expecting it, but Fallout got it, which was cool, and Ella Purnell was on stage for that, too.
Yep. Well, she's in Arcane, too, right? She's the voice of Jinx or something?
Yeah, she's the voice of Jinx.
Yeah.
And one of the main characters of Fallout. So, like, she was on stage, going to be on stage either way this
exactly.
fell. And those two shows are leagues ahead of every other thing in this category.
Absolutely.
That's the thing about it. I'm like, it's one of these two, because the rest of these are like...
It's like, do we need to have this category this year? Come on. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite... Although, I would say that Tomb Raider looks, from the previews at least, looks fine. Yeah, exactly.
I kind of want to watch it. I've heard nothing bad about it, but it's not, like... It's not the praise that Fallout and Arcane have received of being like, no, these are actually good. Like, really good. I mean, we could say most anticipated, which was GTA 6, which is expected.
Yep.
And you have the news now that a lot of the big publishers are like waiting for GTA 6 to get dated so that they can avoid it.
Right, which is a nice segue into our announcements, because a lot of them are like 2025 at some point after GTA tells us when they're coming out.
Let's not. Let's get out of the way. So we have a list here that's in order that they showed them. I don't need to go through.
I do
absolutely everything.
Yeah, before we get into it though, the fucking pre-show was really good.
It was. It had good packed. Yeah.
It had really good announcements. I was somewhat surprised because it's not always that way.
You're right. I'm trying to think of. Okay. I will say this now on the announcements. Was Solasta 2 the last one in the pre-show? Or was Solasta in the main show?
No, I thought it was in the pre-show. I don't know if it was the last one, but I thought it was pre-show.
And then number 4, we'll get to, was the first main show. Like, they opened the night with... Pretty sure that's it. That was the one.
Let's see here. Fuck, was it? Was Witcher 4 the first one?
I'm wondering if it was the first, like...
I'm going to go to YouTube real quick.
Check that out, but we can go through,
I thought for some reason there was something before that one, which would have been Solasta.
Yeah. From the pre-show, lot of cool stuff. I'm totally here for Slay the Spire 2. I knew it's already been announced. I have it wishlisted on Steam. I'm just waiting for the release. They did not give a date though, which made me sad.
I missed it, man. I didn't realize that they were already working on that.
Yeah, it got announced a while ago. Summer Game Fest maybe, sometime in there.
Okay.
I've been very excited, waiting, just waiting. More Dave the Diver, Thick as Thieves, which is Warren Spector's new co-op ish heist game. I think it's a co-op game. Maybe PDPG. I'm not. I need to dig in more on that one, but it's kind of a multiplayer immersive sim, which is going to be ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I was looking at the YouTube video. Which one?
Thick as Thieves.
Yeah, the Warren Spector game.
Yeah. Multiplayer thief in a lot of ways, but co-op.
Yeah, it was something like it's like an extraction game, I thought.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm interested. Like, I like immersive sims, and you don't get them that often. So, excited for what's being worked on there. Shadow Labyrinth looked insane. I don't even know what to make of that.
Can we pause on this one for a second? Because what the fuck? I mean, I haven't watched Secret Level yet, so I'm not sure. It's supposed to be riffing off of what they were presenting in Secret Level, but it's fucking Metroidvania where you're this hooded dude, I guess, who like you almost wield Pac-Man as a fucking weapon. It is like grimdark, gritty, fucking Metroidvania with Pac-Man. It looks wild.
It does. I'm like, what was someone taking when they came up with this idea?
Exactly. I don't know. I'm intrigued though, man. I don't know.
Sure.
It looks like a thing that can score 85 on OpenCritic or score 60.
Yeah.
So, fucking gritty, fucking Pac-Man. Who knew?
Yeah. Not me. What did from the people that made Sifu, there's Rematch, which is like
looked really cool.
Rocket League without cars.
Yeah, it's like soccer. Like you're a third person camera behind the soccer player. What the fuck coming from Sifu? Yeah, Absolver than Sifu than this.
Yeah, you can kick it off the ball off walls, and it really does. I'm not joking. Reminds me of like, what if we took Rocket League and made it real soccer or closer to actual soccer?
Yeah, exactly. It looks like that.
Which isn't a bad thing. It actually might be a lot of fun. Arcadey soccer game, from the Sifu devs. Okay. Not where I would have expected them to go.
Yeah. Style looks great. People who loved Sifu are just like, I will follow them into this next game. I'm not into this genre, but I will try it just because it's them. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Next one that stood out for me was Midnight Murder Club, which is Velen Studios, the ones who originally did the Mario Kart live home circuit, with the little cars that you race at home with the augmented reality. And then they did Knockout City, which is that multiplayer dodgeball kind of game. And now they're doing this, which is it's a multiplayer murder sim. No, were you trying to deduce who was the murderer? I suppose.
Yeah. I'm just watching the trailer, like setting traps and like.
Yeah, the little strapline here is a game seemingly about making rich people kill each other for sport.
Oh boy.
Yeah, interesting.
I love how you're like, they did these other things and now they're making this, and that's
why I wanted to list that pedigree.
Different than anything.
Yeah,
totally
like we're going to try to see if this hits. People I think people who have had early access to it in some way have been positive about it.
Enjoyed it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of all from like the pre-show that I was like, yeah, that looks like nothing was like, oh, this is bad or anything. But those are the ones that stood out with me. Solasta 2 was interesting. I liked Solasta for a much truer D&D 5th edition game. They use like it's grid based. It tries to really adhere to tabletop 5e as opposed to Baldur's Gate 3, which did their own things a little bit. So it's cool that it was successful enough, and they're going to be making a sequel. Probably something I'll play eventually.
Yeah, I'd love to go back to 1 and check that out a little bit. I know I have it in my library. Ninja Gaiden didn't stand out to you? Not a Ninja Gaiden fan for the most part.
I mean, I remember as a kid beating my head against this stupid game constantly.
It had a flashy trailer, but then when we got to the gameplay, it just looked really good. It's being published by .emu, which is the ones that did Turtles, but
yeah, I feel like I watched the trailer. It looks really, like, visually really striking and good.
Yeah.
And then also like, oh, this is gonna piss me off so much.
Yeah.
But it's great pixel art, that's for sure.
It really is. Oh, it's the Game Kitchen who's doing it. The Game Kitchen did fuck. They did something that I know of, and I can't remember what they did. Blasphemous, that was it. It's by the Blasphemous devs.
Oh, okay.
Which is crazy because they just did Blasphemous 2, which landed really well, and now they're moving on to this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very
so yeah,
cool.
after Celasta 2 or Celasta, whatever fucking thing, Celasta, we got the announcement of the night from me.
It was so good.
Witcher 4, baby.
Witcher 4, which we knew was in development. Like they have not shied away saying, yeah, we're making another Witcher. But they haven't really talked about what it was going to be. I think years ago when they announced, we were talking like, well, was this one where you get to create your own Witcher? Is it your own character going through?
Yeah, right.
No, it's not going to be. They're giving us what the end of 3, what I wanted, which is Ciri as the main character.
Yep. It's like the most obvious thing. Like, and they gave us the most obvious thing. There was no swerve. Like, yeah, you thought we were giving you Ciri. We were giving you Ciri.
You're Ciri.
I
know the trailer is not gameplay, but it's a vibe set, and it's kind of like an introduction of being like, this is continuing. And from the vibe and everything, I'm like, yeah, this is Witcher again, and this is awesome, and Ciri is amazing.
Oh, so, God, this is like...
Give it.
In every single way, this is what I want. Like, from the beginning where it's like, we're going to start with someone in the bathtub.
Yep.
Person's getting washed. The sexy lady. And then just moving on to the murder. The thing that did stand out to me is stuff that's causing a bit of like a grumble right now is like, that's not the same voice actress, obviously. And obviously the character model is older and looks a little different. To the point where, as I was watching, I was like, is that not Ciri? Like, it is Ciri. It has to be Ciri, but like, it slightly doesn't look like Ciri. Which is
How
fine.
old is Ciri in Witcher 3?
Well, I mean, throughout she's a kid, and then she moves into. I took her to be like, early 20s, mid 20s. But then she undertakes the trial of the grasses, and that's what the background of this is. So, but as soon as she was walking away, you see the two swords and just the cut of the cloak. You're like, that's a woman, and then obviously you see her face. And it's just like, it's fucking Ciri. Yes, I was just freaking the fuck out.
She's 20 in Witcher 3.
Yeah, that sounds right.
She looks much older than 20 in this now. I wonder how many years are going to go. I bet feel like they're modeling her in her 30s.
Yeah.
At this point. Like, clearly she's seen some shit at this point.
Well, undergoing Trial of the Grasses, now she can live for quite a while.
Yeah. So it actually could be even further. You're right.
Could be even longer. They said that, you hear Doug Cockle's voice at the end, Geralt of Rivia's voice.
Yeah.
They said that he's in it in some way, but they don't want to spoil how he's in it.
Yeah.
But I can't fucking wait to play a game as Ciri. Yeah. Are you kidding me? This is all I ever wanted from a sequel, and I haven't seen shit about it besides this fucking cinematic. I know the fucking people who grift on fucking outrage on the internet are just freaking out about, either a female protagonist or fucking not their Ciri or whatever. I don't fucking care. This is exactly what I want, and I'm so happy. There's no way this thing's out before like 2028. In my view,
yeah, but I think the earliest is 2026. Earliest, but that's
that
unlikely.
Would be amazing. Yeah,
late 2026. But I doubt it. I bet it's 2028. More likely sometime in 2027, 2028.
Yeah.
But who knows? I don't know how long they've been working on it. I did love that the trailer was like pre-rendered in Unreal Engine 5 on an unannounced NVIDIA RTX GPU. A 5090, most likely.
Right, because that's like rumored, but not officially announced.
Supposedly that's going to get announced. The 5000 series is going to get announced in January. So
yeah,
we're like 4 or 5 weeks away from it being announced. But still, I'm like, right. Um, but pre-rendered in Unreal 5, I think there is probably something here, even from this trailer, being like, if this comes out in like 2027, 2028, highest end GPUs, they're expecting a game looking very close to this.
I mean, this is a game that I would fucking upgrade my PC for.
Oh yeah, that's probably I'm looking, I'm like, yeah, that seems like a good time frame. When I'll just do a big overhaul. And yeah, I'll do it so I can play this at like incredibly good looking graphics. Well,
that'll be the fucking video card that you have to plug into the wall itself, I believe.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, that was quite the way to start the main show.
Oh my God. I was just like, is this starting like this? Like, it can't be all downhill from here. Like, this is an incredible start.
Yeah, and then they went right into watching it, being like, hey, this is Elden Ring. What are they talking as another standalone Elden Ring thing? Yeah. Elden Ring Night Rain, which there's been a lot of info now that's come out about it.
Yeah, it's a co-op survival game and set on
kind of, yeah.
3 nights where you and one player or 2 other players, but not, it's for 1 or 3 players, but not 2 so far. They said you have basically randomized map, randomized items throughout the lands. You have 15 minutes of your day and you get a mini boss. Survive to the next day, 15 more minutes, same thing. Survive to the next day, and then survive through that day and you face the big boss.
Yep. It's a roguelite. Co-op thing. You don't create your character. There's like 8 characters to choose, pre-made character. You choose a class, not a character. Right. And you try to get loot and kill things during the day to get yourself weapons you might want, build in a certain way. It's very, very interesting. This totally, part of it feels like FromSoft responding to the people that are like how hard it is to do any kind of multiplayer in Elden Ring. Totally. Or just like here's a multiplayer mode that's just, we match you with people and you play.
Well, it's the seamless co-op that people have been modding into it. It's just like taking some of the stuff they've done, randomized runs or whatever, and it's like, let's just put some of that shit people love doing into this thing. We're going to throw in some Dark Souls enemies. There's probably going to be a fucking, well, that's maybe not true. I would say Bloodborne, but that's a Sony thing, so maybe not.
Yeah. It looks a little bit different in some ways. Like there's wall jumping, climbing stuff. Like overall, it feels like it's combining a number of things. And
well, we've come full circle. Like we talked about Elden Ring being in conversation with Breath of the Wild, and now we've got the fucking paraglider coming into this game.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Fucking bird thing that you hang on to and paraglide through.
Yep. We're back. It's great. It's going to be a standalone thing. They said it's not a live service, which I think I'm a little skeptical on. Is it not a live? I think we're going to be splitting hairs on what live service is on this, because I feel like it's going to come out and it's not just going to never receive updates and new things.
They're probably just saying like, there's no battle pass.
Exactly. Kind of I'm like, is that what you mean by live services? Yeah. Again, splitting hairs on the like fine-tuned definition of what it means. This is a living co-op multiplayer game. If it is successful, they will continue to add new content to this to keep it fresh so that people will continue to play it.
Well, I like that they're continuing on with the Elden Ring, IP by doing something a little more experimental. I don't know if it's going to be
Bandai Namco was also like, hey, I made a lot of money from, do you want to, got something else there you can do?
For some reason, I thought I remember reading that FromSoft purchased, bought the full rights for Elden Ring or something like that, or bought it from Bandai. Sure. But Bandai is still here publishing, so.
I bet Bandai has first right of refusal on anything Elden Ring. They don't own the IP, but they own publishing rights to be like, and they can probably also be like, hey, do you want to do something else? We would love it if you did something else with Elden Ring.
It's an interesting thing to do with it. So I don't know. I'm looking for it. It reminds me of obviously not the gameplay at all, but Ghost of Tsushima Legends. The multiplayer based on this very different thing from the single player experience, and the Legends was really fun. Travis and I played it for probably 15 hours or so. Nice. Had a good time. It was just like, whoa, 1-2 punch of Witcher 4 and another Elden Ring thing. Ooh,
Yeah.
wow. Crazy.
And then after that was Rebirth's announcement on PC, which is in like January.
January. And it
Yeah.
announced with like, here's a discount to buy it early.
Yep.
30% off or whatever. It's pretty cool.
And it's selling pretty damn well on Steam, as far as I remember.
Okay. I haven't looked. I am not double dipping. Are you?
Probably not. I'm not going to go back in and try to play through it again.
Once I get through this game once, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll watch the condensed video version of the fucking story after that.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. I'll watch a condensed video version of the story being played on the highest end PC, 4K, best graphic options. I'm like, I will watch that. I don't want to play through that again.
Yep. Totally agree.
What's next standing out for you?
So next one standing out for me, I wanted to ask you a question about what you thought of Catly. Did you happen to watch it, or have you followed any of the internet buzz?
Right. I was like, what in the world is this insanity?
There's a bunch of stuff talking right now about generative AI and with this game, suspicions at least.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm at this point. There's been so much wrong about people when they say this is generative AI that I'm like, you know what? I'll hold off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, because I've seen that happen so consistently. People have been like, especially now that I'm like looking at like magic art, people have gone like, oh, this is generative AI. And they're like, no, I drew that.
Yeah.
Like, shut up. Like, I'm like, we as humans are having a hard time discerning what is or not. And we're swinging very hard. I mean, like, oh, there's something weird about this. And it's like, well, the artist can make mistakes too. That happens.
Yeah, right. It'd be interesting to see when it comes out, but it's just
so I don't know about this. Yeah. I'm like, I mean, I'm watching the trailer.
The company's behind it, and it's like generative AI, and there's some NFT stuff, Web 3.0 stuff.
From the company making it?
Not in the company making it, but some of the venture capital funding the studio. So who knows?
Yeah.
I just want to see what your take was as a dev on that. And
no, not necessarily. There's not enough here to make a good determination.
Well, then the next thing that stands out to me is Outer Worlds 2, just because the fucking trailer was baller.
So good.
Oh, we made the second Fallout 3.
New Vegas.
Oh my god, it was so funny. It made me want to queue up Outer Worlds for next year when I'm not buying new games and playing old games.
Spent three times
to make it twice as long. Oh my god,
it was a great trailer. It was great tonally. I'm like, yeah, which is great. I mean, this is Obsidian, and they have Avowed. I think that's going to be it's going to be a good year for Obsidian.
What a nice 1-2 punch for them.
Yeah.
Here's we're going to start off with your fantasy. We're going to end with your sci-fi, and hopefully get out of the way of fucking GTA in the process. So, Obsidian is the fucking goat of Microsoft Studios right now.
I think so. Really they actually like make games.
Yeah, exactly.
And get stuff out.
And fucking get them out. Exactly. That's the thing. Then Split Fiction, which was the next one in the sequence.
Yeah.
It was like a sci-fi writer and a fantasy writer, and they're I thought that was really cool. And it's Joseph Ferris's multiplayer thing again, and this is maybe going to be the first one that I actually check out. And I do like that they have the Friends Pass thing where one person buys it and then you play it together.
I would totally check this out. Looks neat.
Yeah, let's try it next year. It comes out in March. Jesus.
We'll try it at some point. How about that?
Yeah, let's do that. We will pick it up at some point.
But it looks very fun and very neat. Very weird. So,
and then I don't have anything that stands out for a very long time. So
sure. I'll give a quick shout out to Black Frost, The Long Dark 2.
Okay.
I really enjoyed The Long Dark. It's a pretty brutal survival game. It was a lot of a lot of fun, and I was pretty excited to see that they're doing another one that expands. Looks like up and down the West Coast overall. This is a shot that has the Golden Gate Bridge in there. And it's basically somewhat post-apocalyptic, like lights, power's gone.
Yeah.
And staying alive is real hard. So that was a nice shout out to see there. I don't care about Borderlands 4.
Nope.
Gonna be
Not
honest.
Anyway, nope.
We got I was amused by Virtua Fighter coming back. That was funny.
Oh, which one?
Virtua Fighter.
Oh, that's right. I think
being done on the Ryu Gotoku studio.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I'm like, that's a choice. But not in a bad way. Like another fighting game. At first, when they were doing it, I thought it was going to be some Like a Dragon Yakuza thing, and then
Right.
Nope, they're doing a fighting game. I mean, Tifa could be in that easily. She'd fit right in there.
Put her in something. Has she ever been in a fucking fighting game?
Square's fighting game.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. A real one, I mean.
Sure.
Should have been Smash, god damn it. Now, retroactively.
True.
Well, I have my own Tifa figurine, so I don't need the.
And then we're getting Project Century after that, which is another turn of the century Yakuza game.
Yep.
Which could be fun.
I love the art style. I think it looks really cool.
But yeah, there was not a ton. We went through some fast stuff. A lot of shooters, I gotta say.
Yep.
And I'm kind of tired of shooters. I'm gonna be honest.
Yep.
All the trailers look the same when it's a shooter. I'll be honest. Shoot. New Onimusha. That was cool. That's
very cool. Surprising.
Yeah.
Capcom is, coming back with a vengeance. So we're gonna reactivate our old IP and get people excited about the shit we're doing.
Exactly.
I thought that I don't know shit about Onimusha, but I thought the trailer was really cool.
It was very cool. I may give it a shot. I don't know, but it was a neat reveal. Didn't really have much opinions on the first Berserker or Dungeon Fighter.
Yeah, me neither.
Nor Dying Light. That was one my daughter was like, I don't like this. Not in a way that she was hi. She's just like, nope, not for me. Squid Game, weird thing. What was Stage Fright?
That was the Overcooked devs.
Oh, right. This looked fun.
Yeah. It's a co-op game, I think.
It is.
Oh, you know what? Didn't this have the Hello Games logo at some point? Oh, it did.
Yeah, Hello Games maybe? Potentially. I didn't know Hello Games was publishing, but that would make sense.
But it's not listed like a publisher. It's listed. They're listed together. Oh, I'm gonna go check that out on Steam and see what it says. If Hello Games is a publisher. Let's see here.
It's a cooperative game made in collaboration with Hello Games.
Huh.
So they're helping.
That's interesting.
And that was an infinitely better game and trailer than the next one.
Oh, it does say publisher Hello Games here on Steam.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
The next one.
Game of Thrones.
Oh my God. Fucking I swear to God. When this started, I was like, ooh, this could be, oh no. Mobile?
Oh no,
Fuck,
no. Oh no.
Absolutely not. Nope.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't these kind of games on mobile.
No.
There's games that are good on mobile. This one does not feel like one of those.
No.
This is my biggest disappointment of the night. So finally, someone's making a Game of Thrones. No, of course you fucked it up again. Of course, WB Games sucks balls.
Yes.
God. What a waste.
Do you have any opinions of Den of Wolves?
I don't.
Yeah. It's made by the Payday person, so it's probably a pretty cool co-op kind of extraction thing.
Yeah, I don't have anything until the last two.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Dispatch looked freaking awesome.
It did. That's right.
Holy crap.
Yes, the last three.
When I say the writing was good for the presenters, Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey was awesome. I really enjoyed their banter.
What the fuck was happening there, dude? It was like, are they in love? They're really good actors, because I'm like, you guys are into each other.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, Travis is backstage and he's gonna punch you.
That's exactly what I was thinking. What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, yeah. This thing here says Aaron Paul and Laura Bailey took the stage for an extremely awkward interaction. Yeah, I heard people. It was on the Friends Per Second podcast when I was biking around
They're
tonight.
like, what?
They were like, it was very awkward in the room. Like people were just like, ooh, it was like silent in a weird, awkward way.
They're like, are they? No, I took it as a big joke, and I enjoyed it.
But this game looks fucking rad. It's like a superhero game. I don't know where shit goes wrong, but it's Telltale devs doing this.
Yeah.
A superhero management adventure game. Okay.
Yeah. And the writing in it was really funny to me. Like, the jokes landed. Ad Hoc Studio is the company making it. So
I'm interested.
Telltale. Like I said in Discord, the final thing where it's the puppy and you have the choice between meth puppet voice and cute voice, it killed me. It killed me so much.
Oh my god.
We'll never use that voice again.
Oh, Matt Mercer's in there too. Meth puppet voice. Matt Mercer's a voice actor in this too. Oh, so is Travis actually. And there's a bunch of good.
There's a bunch of people in there. They got really good talent for this.
It looks fucking. It almost reminds me of the fucking thing I have not watched. I know it comes from a comic. It's Invincible.
Totally
vibe.
I mean, I'd actually got to say, like, one of the other things with it is the animation looks incredible. Mm-hmm. Like just watching, I was like, is this a game or is this just like an animated show?
Right.
So I hope it does well for them. Could be a lot of fun. Then we got the next one, which Keely was very excited for.
Oh man,
so am I. But it was also like, we don't even have a name. It had just started production. Okami, the sequel.
Yep.
Cool. It's interesting to me how much that game has grown in popularity over time.
Yeah, I feel like the esteem for that game has grown exponentially. You know, I think it's obviously probably sold pretty well considering it's been remastered and put out on fucking everything.
Yeah, it was originally a PS2 back in 2006, and I remember people playing it and they enjoyed it, but it kind of it did okay, not amazing sales wise, but it was just like it's kind of built that cult following over the years, and its like reputation has grown and grown.
Well, I like at the end of the trailer, it was like, and Kamiya is back. Kamiya and a bunch of people have left fucking Platinum Games. Platinum Games seems to be imploding right now. But they've spun back up. Capcom has spun back up Clovers instead of Clover, which is the one that originally did this and imploded themselves. So Capcom is like, we are back and we're going to be treating our old IP with some reverence here.
It's a good job. I mean, this is one I don't think we'll see for another like 3 years.
Oh yeah.
If it just started production.
Yep.
3 years is my expectation.
That sounds right.
So it's cool though. I'm really looking forward. The art style has always been amazing in that game.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a Zelda-like in the truest form. So
it's another one to put on the list for next year when I'm not buying new games, playing old games.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
So many people talk highly of that one.
Yeah. And then we got to the one that like broke the internet, as I'm finding out. Because no one can deal with a Naughty Dog game without freaking out now.
Did it break the internet in a bad way?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's so much stuff I'm seeing like tangentially of people just pissed off at how the main character looks, and it's woke, and it's et cetera. Like they turned off comments on the trailer on YouTube.
Gamers deserve nothing.
Pretty much.
Man, fuck off, people. This looked incredible. And I'm not a sci-fi dude. I'm just so excited to see Naughty Dog do something different.
Yeah, and this looks so different.
Yeah.
It's such my vibe, though. Like, this is the retro futurism they're doing here. I'm just like, one, it opens with great music. Then I'm like, then you learn that it's Trent Reznor, Atticus Ross. And I'm like, that checks out. That's why this is incredible, like tonally set.
Well, as it was playing, I was like, "This is by someone I know. I don't know who it is, but it's by someone I know."
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they just get through there. They show the spaceship, and I'm like, "Hey, that says Porsche on the back of it. That's weird." But they just continue going in that introduction of the character. It cuts to like an anime that looks really well done, and then pulls out, and you're getting very retro futuristic spaceship internal visuals. It looks very Alien-esque. CRT screens. Like the anime is actually, I've watched the trailer a number of times to like look at little details. The anime is playing on a DVD player. Like it has a DVD. It says disc inserted, and it's like that's what the main character, she's watching on a DVD. I don't know what this universe is. Like CDs exist. These brands still exist. So they have like Porsche, Adidas, Sony, CD players. They put on Pet Shop Boys at the end of this trailer. Yep. Great song, by the way. Holy shit. Well,
this whole thing, I mean, every single second of this trailer was like this is not something that was, like it's the opposite of Witcher 4, where like, I didn't expect anything of this. I don't care about the setting very much, but everything about it was like, I need to play this now. This is going to be my game of the year when it comes out, kind of thing.
Yeah. It set tone incredibly well. I feel like the internet raging and like, oh no, look at this main character. I'm like, you know how it's just from watching this trailer, you learn so much about this character already. Just with such little dialogue, you're like, they show the interior of the ship. She's shaving her head at the end. She has scars all over. Like, why is that happening?
The tattoos are interesting.
Tattoos are interesting. Like they pan around the room. She's like, actually, if you pause on her like big board that has pictures of everything, the 5 aces, she's one of the 5 aces.
So she's going after one of her own people then.
Yeah. It's her when she has a full head of hair. Like, she's in the picture of like the 5 of them. She's
yeah. Sure. I mean the Corey Graves guy that she's going after. Yeah,
and she's going after Kumail Nanjiani. That's the actor.
Oh, I guess I didn't know. Okay.
Great actor in a bunch of stuff. But like just the pan.
Yeah, it totally is him.
Yeah, it just pans around, and I'm just like, if you take in what's there, you learn so much about this character and how they're living and what they're doing, and like the little dialogue is all just pushing of like, this character is really desperate. In general, a bounty hunter, very desperate.
Sure.
There's a lot of danger. I don't know. I just watch it and I'm like, I don't know why anyone online would care so much about how they look, because I'm being fed an incredibly rich character in like 5 minutes.
Are they pissed off at how she looks? Like, yes. Wish she had hair, or like that she's not a white dude?
No. If she's a woman, why isn't she sexy?
Oh, God, fuck me. God, fuck. Why did I even ask you that question?
Yeah, you knew the answer.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So, but I've watched this trailer about a dozen times.
It's incredible.
I love it. I love the vibe, and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for this. And it's going to be it's been in development since 2020. So my hope is actually this is in 2026 is when this is coming out.
That seems pretty reasonable.
It could be longer, but I feel like even if pre-production and production going on, 6 years for a game like this is about right.
Yeah. Dude, that ending where she's fucking going after that robot is like, well, what kind of fighting are we gonna have here?
Yeah, what is this game gonna be in the end? And I mean, this trailer doesn't really show any gameplay, and that's fine. I'm not looking for the gameplay at the moment. It just intrigued. It set a universe and a character and a tone that I'm very intrigued by, and I want to experience.
Do you know how, like, the tone, the retro future thing, the branding, the thing that's so cool about that is not just what's in the trailer, but as you leave the trailer, the Naughty Dog logo is their original logo, and the PlayStation logo is the original logo. Yeah, it's like, wow, those are fucking details, man. Like, Neil Druckmann doesn't miss. And good Lord, Trent Reznor?
Yeah.
I am so excited. So excited. I don't remember. This says that it stars Last of Us show actor Tati Gabrielle, but I don't remember who she played in the movie, or sorry, in the series. Do you remember?
No.
Let's see here. Who did she play? Half Korean, half African American. Let's see. Who did she play in The Last of Us?
So it's in the
she was
TV
in
show?
the Uncharted movie? Jesus. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I did hear that.
Interesting. Oh, yeah. She played Nora. Who the fuck was Nora? Is a military medic who has difficulty accepting her past behavior. Okay. Wait. Is that Last of Us season? Oh, season 2. Okay, fuck. That's why I don't know who that is. She's in season 2, not season 1.
Okay.
So I was trying to place her in the first series, but she's not. She's in the second series.
Yeah. She's part of that character's, part of the stuff in Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I guess so. Which I haven't gotten to yet, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
I think that fucking game looks great. I'm so excited about it. Like, nice bookends, like Witcher 4 to light it up and then to bring it home is fucking...
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't remember the goddamn title of that name. Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet. There we go.
Yeah. The title could probably use a little work, I'll be honest.
Yeah, man.
Intergalactic, I'm like, cool, but then you're just going to get lumped in with Beastie Boys song all the time. Like, people won't be able to search for it.
Exactly.
You can't just search Intergalactic and you're going to get Beastie Boys. You're not going to get this game.
SEO rules our titles now.
Yeah, I'm like, there has to be something. Like, but the Heretic, the little subtitle, like, I'm intrigued by the subtitle because I'm like, okay, there is a connotation with, like, the text at the beginning, and then how the Heretic part comes in from the logo, that there's a religious aspect to this game as well. So I'm curious about that, but yeah, that if there's one little nitpick, is like title maybe could have been workshopped a little bit more.
Exactly.
But that doesn't stop me from enjoying what I see and wanting to play this.
Very much.
And they did say it's captured on a PS5. In-game cinematic captured on a PS5.
Yeah, I wonder, if you're right about 2026, we're still in the I assume we're still in the PS5 generation, so it seems like
I feel like
PS5
this is probably going on a late PS5 game kind of come in there.
Yeah.
But there you go. The Naughty Dog has another IP if this does well. Man, yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, this Game Awards, holy cow. Loved it.
Well done, Ciri.
I had a great time.
Great. Yep. It was entertaining from beginning to end. The awards went the way I hoped they would for the most part. Yep. So all good.
Yeah.
Before we wrap up, anything you've been playing that you are excited to chat about?
I played more Path of Exile. Is it possible, and this is very possible, that my enjoyment of the game is going down the more I play it?
Oh, good. God.
I'm in the middle of Act 2, and I'm just finding I'm not having a lot of fun with it overall. It's incredibly stingy on the loot is what's killing me. It just is.
Yeah.
Rarely find upgrades. Crafting, you don't get enough crafting materials, so when you are crafting, you craft on your basic items, trying to make them magical or rare with the stuff that you want. It's really hard to do, and you usually just don't get anything you want. And the best way to find upgrades has been to just look what's in vendors, level up their inventory changes, see if they have something better for you.
Yeah.
Which is very antithetical to this genre.
Right. You should be dropping loot on the ground and picking it up and sorting
you should be finding it by killing monsters for the most part.
Right.
It's the same. It's weirdly the same issue that Diablo 3 had with a real money auction house, where it was always better to just get your gear from the real money auction house,
right.
And not fight monsters. And they removed it for that reason, because it was just like, this really undercuts the enjoyment of the game. And I would say Path of Exile 2 is suffering, not from a real money auction house, but just the way they've tuned it, suffers from that, like, fighting things is not rewarding in any way. And killing bosses is not rewarding, because they will drop things, but 90% of the time, it is worthless to you.
Mm.
And when they do drop a rare thing, 90% of the time, it's for a class that you're not playing.
So it's like, oh, it's the color I want. Nope, I can't even fucking use it. All right.
Yeah, it just feels very... they have to work that out. I don't know how much longer I'll actually spend time on it. It just made me want to play Diablo 2 again.
That's funny. This just makes me want to play more Diablo.
Yeah, pretty much. Especially if I'm like, oh, they're like, I want to like this more grimdark, a little bit, slightly a little old schooler action RPG. I'm like, no, I'll just play Diablo 2 Resurrected. It's a better game.
Yeah.
So I played mostly that. I mean, I was in jury duty. I couldn't do much of anything.
Right.
I get home late and I was just like, I'm tired.
Burned out. Go to sleep.
Yeah. I think that was it.
For me, then, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I've been trying to cycle through some games that I'm considering for Game of the Year, and came to Rebirth first, and just like, yep, I want to be here. I want to get through this fucking slog of Gold Saucer and fucking Gold Gaga. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So Chapter 8 and Chapter 9, just like, fuck. So once I got through Gold Saucer and I got to Chapter 9, and it was just more fucking open world kind of bloat, basically. It's like, I'm just going to beeline through this, and I got through it, and I'm in Chapter 10. I'm in Cosmo Canyon now. And I'm really just trying to critical path the game, because I want to get to the moment before Game of the Year, because I think finishing the story is going to, put this into my top 5, and we need to talk about if we're going to do a 5 or a 10.
Yeah.
But for a while, it's been like, this is not my top 5, because of the middle section just drug the game down tremendously for me. Where it started off really strong, and I think it's coming back to being strong. But comparing it to Remake, where Remake is like, God, one of my favorite games ever, with how that story is just so tight. This is not, and that's, dragging it down for me. But it's coming back. It's coming back. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
really,
and I've heard that it gets better in the end. Like, it just has that middle dip, and then really improves again.
So other than that, I've been playing the Astrobot Winter level that came out, which is really cool. It had an extra 7 bots. A couple of them are characters I don't know, but there are 2 that I definitely know, and I was expecting them to come eventually, and I'm surprised to see them come here, but it's cool to see them here. Won't spoil it for people who want to see it for themselves. Maybe I'll talk about it next week, but we have been just having a fantastic time as a family. It's a really dense level. You have all the abilities in the level, and the conceit is there are 15 presents throughout the level that you've got to find and open, and some of them have bots, some of them have new paint for your glider. It's so fun. Like, even my wife is just like having so much fun playing this winter level. Yeah, so good. My friend, my former co-president, Barbara, is playing through Astrobot again, and she's, every single time that she texts me and says, I can't do this level. What the hell? Like, how did you do it? What should I do? As soon as she texts me and she goes back and plays it the first time, and I haven't said shit to her. I haven't said anything. She goes back and plays and beats it.
She's like, I got it. It's fine.
Yeah, so funny.
All right.
But no, she's having a good time with it. She's back to it after Echoes of Wisdom. So, which she is kindly berating me for not having completed yet. And Tessa is just not there. She wants to keep playing Astrobot. So it's all good.
Yeah, that's I need to. I can play Echoes of Wisdom now, so I want to at least put some time into it before we do our Game of the Year.
Yeah, and we'll do our, we usually do ours January, so we got, maybe 3 weeks left before we got to start doing that.
I need to finish Rebirth. I need to finish
we're going to be racing each other.
Unicorn Overlord. I need to finish Metaphor. and I need to play some Echoes of Wisdom.
That's a lot.
I have 2 weeks of no work, so you know.
Yeah.
I feel like I can make time to get this.
Yeah.
And remind me when we're done recording here. I want to tell you a game idea that I might make during
cool.
my break as just my own personal thing. I will not tell anyone on this podcast or ever on this game idea. It's a little spicy.
Sounds good. Beep, beep.
Yeah.
Coming in from the future, it's a hentai game.
No. Not spicy in that way. Not in that way.
Well, on that note, then, why don't we wrap up here?
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We will be back next week. If you like our podcast, please rate it on your podcast service of choice. And we will be back next week to rounding out the year. We'll see what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, folks. We'll talk to you next week.
Later, everyone.